I rise to give my unequivocal support to the budget presented by the indomitable Minister of Finance, Mr. Winston Da Costa Jordan, and his team at the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Speaker, if we were to appoint a Minister of Happiness in Guyana, as was done in the United Arab Emirates, I would vote for the Honorable Minister Jordan for that. Because of the happiness he's brought to this nation as a result of his budget. Mr. Speaker, let us face reality. After 23 years in government, the PPP had become tired. They became a tired administration. The ideas were tired. The vision they had for Guyana had become blurred into one of blindness almost. I recall, Mr. Speaker, the budget debate of 2014, highlighting this very situation to the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr. Ashley Kumar Singh, the PPP Minister of Finance, that he was tired and his ideas for the budget lacked inspiration. I suggested to him that he takes a rest. Of course, the Honorable Minister was grossly upset and made my remarks the primary focus of his budget wrap-up. Happily, the people of Guyana were listening, and on the 11th of May 2015, they gave Dr. Singh and the PPP government a long rest. Mr. Speaker, we can therefore understand why a fresh approach was necessary to restore the confidence of Guyanese who had lost hope, were demonstrating their hopelessness by migrating from any port where they could leave Guyana legally or illegally. Mr. Speaker, I wish to compliment Minister Jordan's team for being pragmatic, for being realistic. Given the circumstances we found ourselves when the AP and AFC government took office. Mr. Speaker, the Minister and his team recognized that there were some good programs which the previous administration had undertaken. And those were to be continued. Likewise, there were those matters which formed part of the APNU AFC manifesto as a covenant with the people of Guyana which had to be given priority. Mr. Speaker, the measures announced in this budget will certainly stimulate growth and continue to restore that confidence in our people that Guyana is the place to live, work, and earn. The good life beckons. Well done, Minister Jordan. Well done. Mr. Speaker, this is our Jubilee year, the 50th anniversary of our independence, and the evidence is already emerging that not only our Guyanese brothers and sisters in the diaspora, but other citizens of the world are planning to get to Guyana by boats, planes, and yes, buses. Minister Winston Felix told this House how many persons were trying by any means necessary to get to Guyana and to share in this good life which beckons. Mr. Speaker, before the budget presentation on the 29th of January 2016, and after that, the APNU AFC administration had been and continue to consult with the people of Guyana. These were not phantoms. These were not the objects of illusions emerging from castles of dreams, but real salt of the earth Guyanese who told us where they wanted their dollars spent. We listened, Mr. Speaker, and we continue to listen to the people. And make no mistake, my colleagues in this honorable house, the people are listening to us. And so today, I speak directly to Ms. Anissa Thomas, who attended the Ministry of the Presidency outreach at Aurora on the Essequibo Coast on Thursday, the 4th of February 2016. These were her words, Mr. Speaker. Minister, I see we have a budget for $230 billion, and there is an allocation for the rehabilitation of the Supernam Wharf. I hope that when the work is done, I will still be able to continue selling at my stand here. Mr. Speaker, what this is saying is that the Guyanese people are listening to us. They are reading what we say, and they understand it. Mr. Speaker, I have today invited Mrs. Anissa Thomas as my guest to understand and listen to what is taking place. A real person, not an object of my illusion, a real person. To you, Ms. Anissa Thomas, and to all other Guyanese, this budget is for you. Mr. Speaker, hold on, I'm coming to you. Mr. Speaker, despite this newfound love which the honorable members on the other side profess for the poor people of Guyana, let me tell you, the people can see through your bogus claims. There's one honorable member of the opposition who, with a silver spoon, posted on Facebook that he'll be riding the bus once a week to get a feel of the common people. I want to know whether in fact you have visited anybody or whether you have actually ridden the bus once a week. Once a week with your silver spoon. The people can see through you. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member, Mr. Joseph Hamilton, asked the question of this budget: where is the beef? Where is the beef? Where is the beef? Honorable Member, this is a fresh cow. Only 9 months old. Ask your colleagues on the other side, where is the beef? You will recognize after that by the time you arrived in the PPP, the beef from the cow was already gone. And only the bones left. So all you had to do was settle for was some soup from the bones to drink out of your cup. Mr. Speaker, having the honor and privilege of speaking on the last day of this debate gives one a perspective of the debate from both sides of the House. And so while on the government side, my colleagues have set a very clear vision of how the budget will impact and how they will execute programs in the respective sectors, I hear, save but a few exceptions, a pure and simple criticisms and pandering to specific segments of our population from the other side. Where are the recommendations, Mr. Speaker, emanating from our colleagues who have been in office for over 23 years? Where is the experience? Where is it? We ask. As a responsible opposition, you don't just gripe. Come to the table and let's talk. Come to the table and let's talk. Mr. Speaker, much meal is made of the situation at Wales Estate. Comedy is the word, not comedy. No less a person, Mr. Speaker, than the leader of the opposition himself. The leader of the opposition himself went onto the television outlining some plans which he has for the estate and saying to the government that he is prepared to lay these plans and to meet with us. The honorable leader of the opposition was and is still, I presume, ready to meet, as we are still waiting for him to meet with us to discuss these matters. It is not just a matter, Mr. Speaker, of going on the television and pandering to the public to say, I know this and I know that, and you cannot come to the table to say, these are my plans, let us discuss it. Where is it? We're still waiting. He is the one that says he wants to come. Let him call us. I have to invite you. Mr. Speaker, while some gripe, we have a nation to build.
That's right.
And in an environment, a global environment, where there is serious competition for investment, funds for development, we have to be clear in this National Assembly of the message which we send to the world. Mr. Speaker, my contribution today will address public service as an agent for stimulating growth and restoring confidence. The good life beckons. Mr. Speaker, when we take a look at the countries around us, what do we find? Let us look and see where Guyana is positioned and how we are positioned. We look at Brazil, Mr. Speaker. We look at Brazil, Mr. Speaker. The economic conditions in Brazil says this: the gross domestic product fell by 4.5% in the third quarter compared to the same period in 2014. The country's Statistic Bureau reported on Tuesday last. The cumulative drop of 3.2% for the year so far is the worst since 1996, according to the Brazilian Institute of Geography and Statistics. The result is that Brazil's economy has now contracted for 3 straight quarters and is more than 5% smaller than it was at the start of 2014. That is Brazil. Mr. Speaker, you got a problem with geography. I said the countries around there. Mr. Speaker, Venezuela. On the 15th of January 2016, President Nicolas Maduro declared a 60-day economic state of emergency that allows him to rule by decree. The measure was announced hours before delivering the first State of the Nation address to the Assembly in 17 years, in which he declared that inflation in September soared to 141.5% and GDP contracted by 7.1% compared to the previous year. The decree grants the president sweeping powers to combat shortage of goods, ballooning inflation. That's Brazil. Mr. Speaker, sorry, that's Venezuela. Mr. Speaker, Suriname, on our border. This South American country has devalued its currency by more than 20%, with officials blaming a drop in world prices for the oil and gold that sustained the economy. The announcement late Wednesday by the Central Bank of Suriname sparked fears that prices for consumer goods will spike across the former Dutch colony. Suriname is momentarily experiencing a genuine commodity shock, the bank said in a statement. Suriname previously devalued its currency by 20% in 2011. Mr. Speaker, Trinidad and Tobago. In an effort to stem the decline in government revenues, Prime Minister Keith Rowley announced in December that land and building taxes will be restored and that the value-added tax system will be revised. After 2 decades of nearly uninterrupted prosperity, the government is being forced to scale back spending by 7%, siphon some $1.5 billion from the stabilization fund over the next couple of years, and warn its 1.3 million population that they will have to make do with less. Mr. Speaker, the point I make is that these countries around us, they all face economic circumstances which are not the same that they had in 2014. But the point is that there is going to be a heavier competition for foreign direct investment and for creating conditions in those countries where it makes it easier for investment opportunities to thrive. Mr. Speaker, what is important here to understand is that when companies survey your country, survey these countries, they look to see whether in fact this is the best return they will get for their investment dollar. So, Mr. Speaker, when they look at Guyana, before the end of 2015, what it is that they saw? They saw an international corruption index, which was not something that made them very comfortable. Mr. Speaker, corruption eats away at the marrow of the bones left for the Honorable Member, Mr. Hamilton. It eats away at the moral fabric of a society. Mr. Speaker, this is the ranking we found when the APNU-AFC government came into office. The Transparency International Corruption Index for 2006, out of a total of 166 countries, out of the total of 166 countries visited, Guyana was at 121. In 2007, or 166. In 2007, it was 123. 166. In 2008, it was 126. In 2009, you're not going to dictate my pace. In 2009, it was 126. In 2010, it was 116. In 2011, it was 134. In 2012, 133. 2013, 136. 2014, 124. And in 2015, 119 and going down.
19 and going down.
As we can see, Honorable Mr. Speaker, there was a decline in 2015. And we trust that the measures we put in place as a government will correct that perception and provide a quality of public service which can make us proud and provide certainty to all that we are a country serious about doing business. Mr. Speaker, we believe that public service has to be reformed so that it understands its role of being servants of the people. In our vision of a new public service, Mr. Speaker, the administration sees a uniform standard of service in all of Guyana, with no exception for geographical location. This public service will be well trained, highly motivated, and properly remunerated. Mr. Speaker, in this regard, the APNU AFC administration commissioned an inquiry into the salaries and conditions of service of public servants. And it is our hope that when the Commission's report is presented on the 29th of February 2016, that its recommendations will point the way forward for a modernized public service. Mr. Speaker, while I am on this point, let me refer to the Minister's budget speech, the Minister of Finance, at page 72, paragraph 6.12, where he says, an amount of salary increase for public servants has to await the conclusion of discussions with the relevant unions. He goes on to say, we ask that they give the collective bargaining process an opportunity to work. Mr. Speaker, this is what the unions want. This is what the unions demand. And as a person connected in the past to the Guyana Public Service Union, I can say without a doubt that this has been a source of frustration for the union. Mr. Speaker, this has been the PVPC administration record on the subject of collective agreements. In 2001, meetings were held with the Public Service Ministry and the union. Meetings were aborted. A 5.5% increase was arbitrarily given. In 2002, meetings held with PSM again, aborted, an increase imposed of 5%. In 2003, the same thing. 2004, the same thing. 2005, it was 7%. 2006, 5% again. 2007, 9%. 2008, 10%. 2009, 2.9%. 2010, 8% and a 5%. 2011, 8%. 2012, 5%. 2013, 5%. 2014, 5 and 8%. And 2015, 5%. Mr. Speaker, the point to be noted here is that the administration has a record, a track record of not negotiating with the government, with the union in good faith. They are not negotiating with the government in good faith. And then arbitrarily impose an increase of a figure that they decide in their own administration. Mr. Speaker, this is what the minister says. We will negotiate, we will sit with the unions, and we will allow the collective bargaining arrangement to work. Mr. Speaker, what about you and the police and the prisons? Mr. Speaker, at page 48, paragraph 4.88 of his budget speech, this is what the Minister of Finance says. He says this, Mr. Speaker, our government has recognized the need to improve the quality of human resources within the public sector. And to this end, we'll operationalize the Public Service Staff College this year. Further, capacity building in project management and public policy analysis, monitoring and evaluation, and procurement planning will become a standard feature within the public service. To ensure that this all happens in an environment of accountability, we'll be strengthening our internal audit capacity and mechanism to ensure that the delivery of public goods and services occur in a transparent manner. Together, these initiatives will build the absorptive capacity of our public and private sectors to respond promptly and efficiently to the development challenges before us.
Honourable Member, you have 5 minutes remaining.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker, I move that the honourable member be given 5 minutes as extension to his original motion.
I thank the Honourable Member. Honourable Member, you will speak for a total of 35 minutes.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the administrative approach to producing the new public servant. We are going to have very shortly a public service staff college. At the entry level of public service, all applicants will be required to complete a period of training at the Public Service Staff College, where the prospective public servants will be exposed to training in very many areas. Mr. Speaker, we anticipate these public service cadets will do 6 months of theoretical work and a 6 months attachment to the various branches of public service before they graduate. It is expected that over the next 5 years, 500 cadets will be trained in this program. At the middle service level, Mr. Speaker, the training division of the Department of Public Service has redesigned programs which will focus on retraining the current workforce, emphasizing the core values of the new public service and including technology use in the workplace. Every public servant must become computer literate. This division, Mr. Speaker, will receive significant funding in the department's budget to help it to deliver that quality training. Mr. Speaker, at the senior level in the public service, we'll receive tremendous help from the Canadian Department of Foreign Trade, Foreign Affairs and Development, formerly CEDA, and it's expected that Guyana will host the 6th cohort of the Caribbean Leadership Project, capitalized at 20 million Canadian dollars, and as such, we are expecting that at least 12 senior level persons in the public service will benefit from this exposure. Mr. Speaker, additionally, we will continue to offer scholarships to Guyanese citizens. We have reorganized the scholarship division to make its work more transparent and to allow for greater oversight in the grant of scholarships. In addition to the formal structure, we have introduced a review panel which will give its recommendations before approval by the minister responsible for public service. Mr. Speaker, scholarships will be awarded in areas that are critical to the government's development agenda and will include such areas as mining, petroleum engineering, environmental science, chemical engineering, information technology, agriculture, and civil engineering. The department will support 574 scholarship students at home and abroad in continuing their studies. 268 of these will complete their studies in 2016. Additionally, there are 323 commencing scholarship students for 2015 and 2016. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Finance has already given an allocation of $920 million for the scholarships and training, an increase of $147,975,000 over the sum spent in 2015. The people of Guyana thank the Minister of Finance for this investment in the future. Mr. Speaker, the issue of contract workers has been raised in the public domain and to which I have responded in that space. I will circulate, Mr. Speaker, for the use of the House, the presentation and the statement I made on the matter so that I do not have to eat up much more of my time. Finally, Mr. Speaker, while we look forward as a nation, let us not forget the mistakes of the past, lest we be condemned by repeating them. And so the State Asset Recovery Unit will continue to focus on returning for the people's benefit those assets of the state which have been unlawfully detained by persons. SARU, the State Asset Recovery Unit, with help from international organizations, will focus on these issues, will also help in tracing, and we expect that the STAR project, which is a World Bank unit, will help us to deal with the issues of legislation and the manner in which SARU continues to do its work. Already the work of SARU has helped us to understand the magnitude of corrupt practices by the previous administration and the work that is needed to correct that situation. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I wish to commend the 2016 budget for passage in this House and trust that all of us will support it unequivocally. I thank you.